Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Asylum C3 construction. We're looking today at the Justice League Chemical Warehouse Battle. An older set. This was something that was attempted a while back and I guess didn't really do all that well. They quickly scrapped the idea, but essentially what it is you're getting Minimates along with building sets. So you're getting a version of a build brick that you put together a diorama scene, and then you get the Minimates with it. What Minimates you get with it? Well, obviously you can see that you get a Justice League style Batman and a Justice League style Joker. A very sinister looking Joker, I might add. I think as a whole there was probably only about 5-6 sets released. One that really stands out to me is the Superman and Darkseid set, but I never ended up picking that set up. If I find it, I might get it and review it. But on the corner you can see, I like this. You can see that there is a animated style Batman Minimate going on there. It says create, construct, and customize. Blocks compatible with other popular building systems. You know what they're saying. On the back, here are some of the other sets you can get. There's the Batmobile, the mini Batmobile, both with, this one comes with Batman and Robin, Dark Knight Batman. We have the Bat Cave. It comes with Heavy Assault Batman and Joker. Oh, it also looks, does it come with Bruce Wayne? I guess it comes with Bruce Wayne too. Pilot Batman comes with Batwing. There's the Superman versus Darkseid set, and Stealth Batman and Catwoman. I don't think we've ever gotten a Darkseid Minimate, and we certainly have never gotten a Catwoman with the goggles and whatnot. These would be two good sets to get if you could ever find them, although a lot of these C3 sets have gone up in cost, unfortunately. But these all come to us from the good folks at Asylum. You can visit www.artasylum.com for more information on C3 construction and Minimates. What I am going to do is certainly take a bit of a break. I don't suspect there's going to be much building involved, but when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the C3 construction chemical warehouse battle. Stay tuned. The chemical warehouse battle does come with an instruction manual. It says please read these instructions carefully before assembly and keep them for future reference. I can tell you one thing that's wrong with this manual though is the way, well, for starters it tells you how to build the Minimates. Luckily these Minimates are already actually built when you get the set. But the actual assembly is extremely confusing. I know it shouldn't be for how simple it is. Look at all these curly arrows. Come on, Spot. I know it should be easy and it should be something, but you know, I was looking at this and I was putting the set together, and I found it was easier actually just to reference the final picture as opposed to trying to decipher where these arrows are going. Again, it may seem like it's pretty simple enough, and maybe, I don't know, I was having something wrong with my brain at the time I was putting it together, but I just found it was a little more confusing than it had to be. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But you do get that. I'm going to definitely hold on to that so I don't have this problem looking ahead. It will likely still be a problem, but I'm going to keep it nonetheless. Before we actually have a look at the chemical warehouse, let's actually have a look at the Minimates that come first with this set. For starters, we have Batman. This is one of my favorite Batman Minimates. Probably it helps too due to the fact that this Minimate is more from the cartoon, whereas the other Minimates we've gotten in the past are more like a comic style of Minimate. The one thing that's funny about this Minimate though is if this is depicted from the Batman from the Justice League, he's missing his black underoos. He is missing, I don't want to draw too much attention, but he's missing his black underoos. Something that the new Batman, the way he is designed now with the new 52, this makes sense as a current Batman, but I'm surprised that that was not painted black. Also, that's interesting enough, is Batman's cape is actually purple underneath. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually got a purple color. There it is right there. You can see that it's got a purple color. That doesn't bother me as much just because it kind of stands out, makes the cape stand out a bit. But yeah, Spot's asking, where are the black underoos? The face is really nice. I like the face quite a bit. It's just simple. It doesn't have a lot going on. Batman's not really got some super expression going on to him. It's just simple, and I like that. You can take off the cowl. Now, unfortunately, you take the cowl off and he's not going to have any hair. He actually did not come with any hair accessories, but still, that's a pretty good face. In a block form Minimate style head, that's a pretty accurate Batman from the animated series or from the Justice League series. I'm going to put the head back on. He's also got the very basic Bat logo on the gray, which I like quite a bit as well. And of course, he's got the yellow utility belt. No, nothing on the utility belt obviously opens, but he does come with a purple Batarang. I don't know what it is that Batman has all these purple things between the cape and the Batarang. Batarang at least should have been black, but I suppose if I don't use this for Batman, that certainly would be an ideal Batarang for Batgirl. And he holds it, not well. It looks, well, I guess he holds it relatively well. It seemed loose putting it in his hand. Now, of course, Batman doesn't want to let go of it. In the way of his articulation, it would be the same with all the other Minimates. His head would rotate, but unfortunately, because his head is so close to his cape and the fact that he's wearing a mask, of course, that's going to rotate. He's got a pin and socket shoulder. Actually, his shoulders are on ball joints. He's got a hinged elbow, rotation in the wrists. He's got a rotation in the waist, which is kind of hard to get in there. His legs go forward, back, out, bend at the knee, rotation in the boot. And there you have Batman. A pretty good Batman. I like this. I like it quite a bit. Sometimes it's just nice to have a nice simplified version of a character. And this would be ideal on a bookcase, or as Spot always says. He always says, I'll put it by my desk. I always put it by my desk. But Batman, on a rating level for Batman alone, I'm going to give this Minimate a 7.5. Moving along, the other Minimate that comes in this set is a very demonic Joker. Look at this Joker. He's fantastic. He's got the tails going on in the front, or on the back. One thing that's nice about this Joker is also the fact that the Joker that we initially got in the DC Minimates, I want to say it was Series 1, the one that came with Harley Quinn, that Joker only came with a hat. His hat was attached to his hair. So we didn't get a Joker with just hair. Now, there was also, as far as I know, there was also the Joker with the Batcave, thank you, with the Batcave, and it had green hair, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of dig the fact that this Joker has the black hair. Just very iconic of the animated series. He's also got the green pastel shirt, but you can't overlook that really creepy demonic face on Joker. The red eyes. I can almost just hear Mark Hamill saying a Joker line while looking at this figure. His suit, for the most part, is really decent. I don't really have any gripes or complaints with the suit. He does also have an accessory, in the fact that he does come with a Joker cane, which I think actually came with the 2-pack also that featured the Harley Quinn. Put it in his hand. A bang gun or something like that would have been ideal also, but you know, I can't say too many things bad for Joker with a cane either. It works really well. Joker, I'm going to give him an 8.5. I just love this figure. I mean, it's more cartoon in the face and everything else, but I would still put him with the other Minimates. I think he's an ideal figure. I don't have much bad to say about him. So, pretty good. Then we come along to the actual warehouse, the chemical warehouse. There's not much going on to it. The bricks as a whole are not, they're not as durable as what you would expect with the main, I'm going to leave off the name of them, but the main brick company out there. These feel a little lighter. As a comparison, I would probably use the comparison that they're very similar to like a Mega Block brick. Now there are a couple of working features. Aside from the working features, you're basically just getting a two-level platform, some stairs going on the side, and then at the top you've got a crane that moves back and forth. The crane also has a moving arm that goes up and down, and then the actual head of the crane, or the claw, or whatever you want to call it, also bends up and down, and as you can see, it rotates, and it just has enough clearance that you can kind of have it grab, you know, it could grab Batman if it wanted to. You could, I suppose, put Batman in there. It might be a little harder with his cape getting in the way, but you could kind of have Batman in there. These claws don't, unfortunately, well, I guess, you know what, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say they don't pinch, but the fact that they slide up and down, you could theoretically, I guess, put Batman in there. And if I can do this while holding that, you can kind of clamp the two together. Batman's kind of going to have to slide off of it unless you kind of put his arms out. You kind of do something like this. But being that he's top heavy, it's just going to spin this, as you can see. Lastly, there's also this vat. It's not full of anything. In fact, when I took it out and I was building it, I looked at it, it almost reminded me of a vending machine capsule. Just the top part and, you know, where the base and something would be inside. But there's a little spout. There are build pieces right here that when you clamp the vat bowl or container in, you then put these pieces on top, so it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to fall off or anything like that. This would be an ideal playset. Of course, if you had some slime, you could put some slime in there as well. But I mean, you know, every kid, at least from the 80s, generally would look at something and say, oh, I could totally put slime in there. The set as a whole, I think, it just seems to me basic. It serves its purpose, and you know, for that I don't have anything too bad to say. By the way, the peg holes of your standard Minimate can peg into the block. Now the only problem with it is, let me just show you here. Let me just stop and show you here. These are generally, I think, a generic spacing for the bricks. We take the Minimate figure base, and you can see where the peg holes are. Now the problem is, you can see the feet just barely don't clear. You see that? The feet are almost a little too long that you really have to force the legs on to clamp them into the actual building bricks. I don't even have Batman completely on. I just kind of have him wedged on there. But they might have even wanted to space these, and they probably wouldn't have, because again, they use, likely imagine they use the same brick layout. But had these pegs just slightly been a little further apart, you could have easily gotten the Minimate on there. As it stands now, he's on there, but only due to some force. Perhaps this is why this set didn't do all that well. You know, these build sets, when you really think of them, a lot of them are good, some of them aren't very good, and I find kind of like the non-brick building companies, when they release these sets, they don't do ever as good as the main guys, the big head honchos of the brick world. Those ones always do well. Of course, the cost of those are always a lot more. But like these brick sets, I mean, it feels a little flimsy. And to be honest, there really isn't a lot going on for it. At least it's a diorama. It's not just a vehicle. So you could kind of have your Minimates, provided they don't stand, you know, if they stood a little bit better. But at least you could have the Minimates standing on them. But I will, you know, I will say, like, this set is a little boring. There's not a lot going on for it. At least it has playability to it. But there's not really a lot of wow to it. I mean, for me, the draw, having picked up this set, the draw for me are really more so the Minimates. I think this is really the meat and the potatoes of this, and I can see maybe why these sets didn't do very well. They're expensive now to find on eBay, because I think a lot of people are going back and probably picking up them more so for the Minimates, but the sets, I can see why they maybe didn't do so well. They're not super exciting. For me, the real draw, again, are the Minimates. Now, I gave these individual ratings. If I could give this set as a whole a rating, and more so for the build set, I probably would give the Chemical Warehouse Battle just a 4.5. You know, there's not really a lot going on, and not enough to say, wow, this is exciting. At least, again, the Minimates are the saving grace for this. Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the C3 construction. We're looking at the Minimates Chemical Warehouse Battle featuring Batman with no black underoos and Joker. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys, on what you think of this set. Maybe along your travels you've picked up some of the C3 construction sets. Certainly, by all means, let me know what you guys think of those. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys next time.